Yoda Stories came out in 1997 on the PC and was released 2 years later in 1999 on the Game Boy Color. In the Star Wars timeline, Yoda Stories takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And in the game, Luke is finishing his training with Yoda. Kill me! I only ever played Yoda Stories on the PC. And from the get-go, I remember being super confused, super frustrated, and super disappointed. I was 11 years old at the time, and anything with the Star Wars label slapped on the cover was something I wanted, something I needed, and something that should have been tip-top kick-ass. Right? The combat is shit, the missions are repetitive and monotonous as shit, the controls are shit, and don't give me that, well, it's an old game, they couldn't do much back then. Bullshit. This was 1997, the year that Fallout came out, the year that GoldenEye 007 came out, the year that Age of Empires came out, the year that Dungeon Keeper came out, the year that the first Grand Theft Auto came out. So you'd think a title coming out with the Golden Ticket Star Wars license attached to it would have been absolutely amazing. But no. Yoda Stories is just one of those games that you kind of remember, oh yeah, I forgot that existed. You kind of remember liking it, but then you fire it up 20 years later, you realize you didn't get as far as you thought you did, and you probably quit pretty early on because not even the Star Wars license could keep a kid around this boring hunk of shit. I see the potential of this game, a top-down adventure game with puzzles, kind of like The Legend of Zelda, right? But man, this totally missed the mark. One of the most important things in a video game, and especially in a Star Wars video game, is the sound design. And for 99% of this mouse-clicking tutorial of a game, there's no sound. Void of music. No walking sound effects. There's no sound effect indicating when your lightsaber is impacting an enemy. It's a black hole. Feel free to play the Star Wars soundtrack on your boombox to add some depth, sucker. There's no pop-up map or any icon indicating where you need to go. No way to check your current objective if you skim through some of the dialogue. As you can see in the bottom of the game's screen, there are 4 arrows. The arrows indicate where you can move, where a new screen on the map can be found, and according to some write-ups that I read, each world has 100 of these game squares, these map squares, so you could easily get lost. And without the game kind of pointing you in the right direction, or at least reminding you what the hell you need to do, you can easily find yourself walking in circles, mulching over the same shit. But the levels are procedurally generated, so that's kind of neat. So basically, the game has no plot, no final goal. Yoda Stories is basically a series of missions where you, as Luke Skywalker, start on Dagobah, grab an assignment from Yoda, go to a new world, complete a bunch of errand boy tasks, and, well, that's pretty much it. Once you finish all the tasks in the world, there's a final puzzle, and it's not worth your time. Honestly, it's not worth your time at all. I know whenever I do an episode of Return of the Retro, I usually say, hey, I know this looks dated, I know you'll probably only play it for a few minutes and get bored of it, but check it out. This is not one of those times. This is not one of those cases. Yoda Stories can be completely skipped. What's a bummer about Yoda Stories is that I see the potential. A top-down Zelda-style adventure game. Go to different worlds. Complete different tasks. See some of your favorite characters. Be Luke Skywalker. The potential is there, but damn, Yoda Stories sucks. The only thing I like about the game is the art style. The look of the game is neat, but as soon as that neat little facade fades away, you're left with a shallow errand, walking, and clicking simulator. Don't play it. What I've shown you in this video is all you need to see. HelloGreedo, out.